Hi YouTubers, Tim here again. As I was finishing up the My RC collection video, this showed up. This should be the 1/8 Hsp 2 servo crawler. Let's open it up and find out. Yeah, that's what it is. Now we can get on to the build to make this into a 1/5, and we'll make it a brushless. There it is. Kind of looks cool. Let's see what we got inside. Pretty good size the way it is right now. Forward and okay. See if we can get in here. Looks like waterproof servos. That's a plus. How do you get it out of here? Alright. Actually, it looks pretty nice. Looks like a bronze color more than an orange. I see a battery. I see 540 motors. Skid plates are nice. I like that. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, let's get the body off this thing. Along with getting the crawler, I also ordered Hsp side plates. This is how we're going to lengthen it. And part number on that is 98006. This came from Australia, is where this comes from. And let's get the body off of here. I've got the tools ready. I've already cut the bolts needed. So we should be good to go. Well, I am still waiting on the standoffs. I ordered M3 standoffs to build to make the cross supports. Alright, let's start taking this thing apart. Alright, Phillips heads. Let's go ahead and get rid of this battery holder. I want to reposition that anyway. I want to put that in the very, very center. I keep knocking these screws around. Let's put them in something here. Now that should get that out of the way. There we go. We'll put that back in later. Well, there's one side. right. And wouldn't you know it? Got plenty of zip ties. Don't want to scratch the anodize. All right. Almost. Not quite. We can clean this wiring up again later, but for now, need to unhook one of them. Okay, there we go. Kind of nice, really. It's a pretty big unit compared to the size of my hand. That's a pretty big axle. All right, so while this is apart, I may go ahead and change these out. We are going to go brushless on this. So let's see what we can do here. I've already test fitted these. The holes, everything line up, match up perfect. So that is a plus. Here we go, our first bolt. I like using these hex head, socket head bolts. Don't round out the bit or ruin the head of the bolt as quickly as they just last longer. And we're going to be repositioning the links for the crawler also. You can already tell this thing is going to be pretty huge. And how we're going to set it up, it's going to have two 5200 kV 1/10 motors, brushless motors, and we'll go with a 60 amp hobby wing ESC. Set our, make sure the drill's on 1. I think I've got the link just right. Now this is temporary, of course, with the nuts because I will be making 3 supports in the center. I'd say it's going to be pretty long. Okay, let's get the other one on. Been trying to decide what body to put on this. You know, I want to find a 1/5 Bigfoot body, an old Ford 70s truck. I think that's what I'm going to put on this. I thought about it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Got to find one though. So I don't have a Bigfoot. And you know, that's the truck that started it all. I think this would be a good tribute to him. Although it's the wrong color chassis. That could be fixed. Although I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to take it apart right out of the box and goof off with it. just excited about the bolt holes lining up. But to start with, it seemed like it wasn't going to line up. I was a little worried. All right. So let's put our rear axle back on. And, well, actually, let's reposition it. It's not going to stay like that. So let's see where we want to have it. Probably do the shocks first. Let's do the get everything started. I'm kind of excited. Looking at it from here, it is huge. Wonder what it's going to be good for. Because I'm going to jump it. Put that brushless system on it and give it heck. Okay. Sit on one. All right, here is, we want a monster truck look, so that'll hold it in place. Now, to get this to line up, that ain't too bad. There's a lot of pitch there. That's pretty level. I like that. Let's go there. Not bad. All right, let's get the other side. I will somehow figure out how to mount everything in the center, all this stuff. One thing I like, the servo wiring is will most likely be long enough. The other wiring, I may have to lengthen that. All right, that looks kind of cool. I like it. Well, let's go ahead and fasten it down, just because. Yeah, not bad. All right, so might as well do the other side. We'll do it just like the other end. Now we're gonna, we'll keep the same servos, transmitter and receiver. We're gonna swap out the ESCs in both motors. Everything looks kind of beefy and it looks like it will be strong enough to do what I'm wanting to do with it. If not, I will beef it up even more. There it is, so far. Wow. It's big and beautiful. Kind of like it. Well, after looking at this thing, I got a couple of ideas, but let's go ahead and take this out of here. I have to undo my holder. Just to get a better look and get some ideas. So I know I've noticed something that I like, and you'll find out here in a second. I need to do it to the other end. Must have been. Okay, cool. Nothing's hooked up. Alright, that'll be going back in somewhere. Alright, this is what I noticed. There's a support right here. Okay, and there's another one right here. So let's go ahead and put this one in the same position as that one. Just for the heck of it, so it's all similar to make it all pretty much the same. Make sure this is set on 1. Okay. Now how about that? So far, all right, both ends are the same. That is a good thing. Something else I was thinking about. Okay, so I'm going to do standoffs in the center for support. You know, the bottom might be a little... What if I did standoffs from here to there? I could eliminate these nuts and just have more support on the bottom. I think I'm going to try that. I haven't got them in, so we're just going to have to suffer with what we got so far. Now, these I need to get rid of. Maybe on a different. Something else I was thinking. Now that's a dual motor ESC. Maybe I could put that on that HB. Put a couple of bigger motors on it, perhaps. Now let's look at the axles and see what we got going on here. So far everything's pretty cool and the same. Looks like that may be a cap. All right. Now what I was thinking about is continuing with this pinion gear. So no matter what, the brushless system is going to make it faster. And I still want to retain that torque, bottom end torque, so the motor doesn't labor as much, and we'll still have some speed. That's cool. Okay, you can see inside there. You can see the pinion which is a pretty decent size. It looks like a nice nylon plastic gear. So, let's see what we need to get the motor out of there. Okay. This could get scary. If you drop the screw, this screwdriver is not, it's magnetic, it's just not that strong. You know what I'm thinking. Let's tilt this up. So if the screw does fall in, it'll stay in the bottom. Let's do that. This pinion will be just fine with that brushless system. So nice brush motor. Get this pinion off of there. It looks like it'll easily be set too. It's got a long shaft on it, so a brushless motor. Throw that in there. I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna end up with a bunch of brush junk. Just go ahead and get the electronics we want out of here. It's two 5200 kV motors. There's the 60 amp hobby. Plenty of power for what we're about to do. That's all I should need from there. Let's get us a motor in and see what it's like. Christmas. Everybody loves Christmas. I'm too old for Christmas presents anymore. I like to give them. Okay, so here is the blue BL 3650 5200 kV badass motor. This is what I run in all my short course track. This is what I race with. I love it. Pinion on first. Alright, so fasten it down there, see what we got. Make sure I'm on the flat spot. Okay, looks okay. I'll put it inside the housing and test fit, see if I like where the gear's setting. I just snug it. I'm not going to tighten it. I just don't want it to fall off. Let's see what the gear looks like lining up with. That'd be why. Alright, no problem. Plenty of shaft. See, it covers the whole gear. That's all we need. I think I'll move it back just a hair. before I mount this, I better go ahead and put the other one on as well so that I can use this as a reference. That should be good. Okay. Test fit one more time. Okay. All right, let's stick with that. I'm okay with that. So far, so good. All right, let's go ahead and take the other motor out as well. That way we can do both pinions the same and put her together. Wait to see how fast this thing's going to be. You never know, it may not work. Never done this before with two motors and ESC for just one motor. But it worked for the brush motors. Worked just fine. Test fit. Okay, how about that first try? I like that. There is one thing I don't like. The motors are blue. Does not match anything. I'm about taking a permanent marker and changing that. That's another thing too. I don't buy anodized or care to buy anodized anything anymore. You guys want to know what's cool? You can take an aluminum part with a permanent marker and color it any color you want. I was thinking when I was wanting to bling the Jado out, I was like, well, if I get sick of blue or get tired of looking at red, or, you know, what if I got tired of that? I'd want to change the color. Well, it ain't nothing to change it if you use a permanent marker. And believe it or not, it looks like it's anodized. Okay. All right, so I'm glad I decided to use the pinion that comes with it, because they did not give room for a bigger pinion. But there's always a way. You can change this bolt here and use this type of head. Actually sounds good. You want some play. Not too tight, not too loose. Okay, double check tightness here because I do want to keep it there. Thanks. I might just do that. Thanks. just do that. All right. All right, here's what I got so far. I got carried away with the build, and I didn't video all of it. I apologize for that. So I'll tell you what I've done so far. It's almost complete. The only thing left is the battery tray. So we've got to figure that out. What's been done so far is I experimented with running one ESC, one brushless ESC with both brushless motors. It almost worked, but it failed because when I would floor the throttle, one of the motors would want to try and reverse. So I stopped with that, and I thought, what could I do to make this work? So I included another ESC. So we're running two Hobbywing 60 amp BL ESCs with one receiver, and it seems to work. So after that, I went ahead and finished the supports for the chassis so it could be a little more rigid, strong, whatever. So there's two supports here in between the ESCs for the chassis, for the center bracing, and there's one running along the bottom. Well, after doing that, I thought, well, what if I included two more supports? So I made two more supports on the bottom links, which made the bottom just a little stronger. And check this out. It fits perfect with that battery tray. So after this is all done, when I get this battery tray on, this should be a very coordinated and a good looking model. Now, I also thought of two different scenarios for a battery. I could make one connector. I could make one connector that we could just use one battery. But for right now, there's enough room to fit two 2S batteries in here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just run two 2S lipos under there. Let's go ahead and fire it up here real quick. So far on the build, this is what it looks like. All right. Two ESCs of the same. The original receiver, off and on switch mounted to the sides of the ESCs. It should make it a little simpler. And I use zip ties to try and make the wiring look a little cleaner. All right, so then here's the two braces on top. We'll flip this over. This is what it looks like on the bottom. There's a brace on the front, a brace on the back, and there's the brace in the center. So not too shabby, and here's our brushless motors. Now we just need to figure out how to mount this battery holder. If everyone has noticed that I have centered everything, I'm trying to get the weight on this just right. So this should be a pretty decent looking car. See how that battery fits on the standoffs like that. It's pretty nice. So what I'm thinking is just coming off of these two holes on each side and just having two brackets on each side that will mount to this battery tray. So I'm going to get on that and let's see how that works. Alright, here it is so far. I got the last part in, the battery holder. All I have left is to trim the bolts off, and it should be done. Should be able to take it out and see what it can do. The batteries, I went ahead and laid them on their sides. It seemed to be the best way to go. And I had to change the Velcro straps. Lucky for me, I had purchased some that were too long quite a while ago, and there it is. After trimming them bolts and putting the wheels and tires on, this should be done. It's kind of thundering and lightning outside. I hope it ain't going to rain too bad, because I'm ready to take this thing out and see what it can do. Alright, after that little run, I'll clean it up, but it must have been the back. The back, well, it's working now, but maybe it's just loose. I don't know, but it acted like it was stripped. So I have some alloy. Let's go ahead and put some alloy arms on it. I wish I had a set of servo savers, but I don't. It'll be okay. Alright, so an overview of what's been done so far. Had to purchase 2 side plates to lengthen the chassis. Decide how to mount and where to position the electronics tray and the battery tray. On this one, after looking at it, I did not drill any holes. It seemed to fit inside this cutout pretty well. There's standoffs in behind these 8/32 nuts, and I had swapped the battery tray bolt with these stainless 304 bolts because these were longer, and it helped me mount the turnbuckles here. So that was a simple remedy, and it is very sturdy and doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so 2 turnbuckles. I was capable of mounting the battery tray in the center. So my favorite electronics, the 5200 brushless motors, the 60 amp, 2 60 amp Hobby Wing Bill ESCs, the original Hsp receiver that came with it, and I tried to make everything uniform and look good. So now I marked on top of the servos front to back. It got to the point where I couldn't tell what was front or what was back. So that's what I done to, there's an F on this servo and a B on that one. There should be R, should have put R on it. But I say let's get the tires out and get those mounted. And take it out for a ride. Rain or shine, it doesn't matter. Alright, so pretty huge. I don't know if these are glued or not. That could present a problem. Okay, but anyway. Something else I haven't done yet. I want to put the antenna tube on it. I'll get to that here in a bit. And all that'll be left is finding a hat for it. These are directional, aren't they? Alright, maybe I got lucky. On this one I did. Alright, I'll have to change that front one. Cut and edit. That's good. Don't have to tighten them down very hard. Alright, so I wasn't paying attention. One box had front wheels in it. One box had rear wheels in it. Okay, there we go. So how fast do you think this will go? It better go faster than stock. I will be pissed. Okay. Well, I got excited and I didn't test the electronics before I did this. Well, I guess we're going to find out the hard way. All right. Wow. That is pretty neat. The pictures are not going to do it any justice. This is pretty big. Alright, so let's test this thing and see what we got. Back, it's front, crab, all wheel. See if we can still crawl. So let's take it outside. Got a little alignment to do. Alright, seems like I'm having issues with the servo, but I'll bet, since those are plastic arms, they're stripped. I say let's go fix that right now. Alright, I checked the servo arm and the screw was loose. So it goes to show just because it's new doesn't make it right. So I'm going to power this up one more time and make sure that the servos are in zero position. Alright, servo horns are changed. I put these alloy horns on. So there should be no problems with this. I didn't see any other problems with this vehicle. I think it's fast enough. I do like the power, so when I'm hill climbing, because we are going to do some desert videos, Iowa style, the Iowa River, when it goes down, we're going to have some fun. And some of them hills can be pretty tall, so we're going to need some power. And I think this will do it. See how that alignment looks. Is that good enough? All right, it's all cleaned up, ready to dry and put away. As far as I'm concerned, I'm very satisfied with it. It isn't too much power, and it isn't exactly slow. But we did have to change the servo horns, and that's about it. The rear end does make a goofy noise. The front end is really nice and quiet. I did take that apart and check it out. It just so happened to be a flash on the gears. I just put it back together. I ain't worried about it. That'd have to do with something to do with quality control, Hsp. So anyway, not complaining. It's a fun ride and a very fun build. And you know what? Try it yourself. I think it's worth it. The brushless system, it's worked just fine. I'd do it again. So last test run, the sun came out and it got very humid. So finalized on the alignment on this. It drives straight. It's wonderful. Doesn't dog track when it's not supposed to. For some reason, this is the same system that a Remo Hobby with that Batman has. It works with this one. It does just fine. I'm going to further investigate that Batman and find out why it isn't, the alignment messes up. I think it has to do with setting the steering to the servo, and you probably got to do it individually each whatever. I don't know, but when I feel like it, I'll check it out. I don't care right now because this is going on the shelf and the next project's coming out, and I will get back with you on that. Thanks for watching.